Hello there, and welcome to Cooking with Awesome Will. Today, we are going to be making two family favorite dishes. Buiscochitos, which is from Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's a New Mexico cookie, or New Mexico-based cookie. And a family favorite of ours, mac and cheese. And it's homemade too. Today, whenever I make my Buiscochitos and mac and cheese, I'm going to be using this apron, which this apron was once my mother's grandmother's apron that she used whenever she cooked. The first recipe that I am making is Buiscochitos, which is a traditional New Mexico cookie. So my ingredients I need are 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3 teaspoons of crushed anise seed, zest of 1 orange, 1 1/4 cup of lard, 3/4 cups sugar, 1 large egg, and 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Now, first of all, I get the flour, baking powder, and salt. I level everything off, and I sift them all together in a medium-sized bowl. We have a special tool in our kitchen called a sifter, which we use to sift together all these ingredients. Once I am done sifting everything together, I crush the anise seeds like I'm doing right here. I zest this orange, and I whisk them together inside this bowl. Now, I scoop the sugar, level off the sugar, and then pour into this large bowl inside the mixer. Next, we put lard into the mixer bowl. Lard is animal fat and is used in a lot of New Mexican cuisines. It is said that for Buiscochitos, the lard makes the Buiscochitos taste a lot better. Now, I gradually beat all the mixtures and mix them together inside this mixer. And now, I also crack 1 egg to add to the mixer. I also stop the mixer sometimes so I can make sure that some of the dough does not stick on to the mixing whisk. This recipe also requires 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. The vanilla extract is used to have a flavorful taste inside these Buiscochitos. Alright, so now you slowly add in a flour mixture and just continue doing that. After pouring the flour into the mixture, then using your hands, you work the dough into a ball like you would with pie crust, incorporating all loose pieces of flour mixture. Then wrap in a plastic bag and refrigerate the dough for 30 minutes. Alright, next we need to go ahead and preheat the oven, both of them to 350. There we go. Now we are rolling out the dough, and we use flour to put on the cutting board so we can use to roll our dough out. We have to use the flour in order for the dough to not stick. After using the rolling pin, I cut the cookies into circular shapes and I put them in the oven for a little bit. The cookies cook for about 10 minutes or until at least golden brown. Once they're done, you take them out of the oven and you let them sit for a little bit to let it cool down. Once the Buiscochitos are done cooling down, they can be served. These Buiscochitos are delicious. Alright, now we have our second recipe, which is homemade macaroni and cheese. Now, this is a very special recipe of ours because this is Mom's famous homemade mac and cheese, and it's a family favorite of ours. Now, our recipe consists of 2 tablespoons salted butter, 2 tablespoons flour, 1/2 teaspoon sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 cup whole milk, 1/4 cup sour cream, and 2 cups shredded cheddar cheese. We actually doubled this recipe so we could have enough for the class. Now, first of all, I had to mix the flour, sea salt, and garlic powder into a small bowl to set aside for later. I also had to shred the cheese because in this case, our recipe asked for 2, or in this case, 4 cups of shredded cheddar cheese. After shredding the cheese, I poured the macaroni from the box into our pot full of hot water. After pouring the macaroni into the pot, I stir the macaroni around to make sure the macaroni does not stick to the bottom of the pot. Once the noodles were done cooking, I brought the hot pot over to the strainer to pour all the water out and let the macaroni cool for a little bit. And now I'm going to put the butter in and melt it. Now I add in the milk and the flour and garlic mixture into the pot to make a nice roux for the mac and cheese. A roux is a type of cheese sauce that is homemade. Sour cream is also used in this case to make the taste better. Now I whisk it all together and voila, we got a nice cheese sauce in the making. So now I will be adding in the cheese. And I will stir, and this is going to be on low heat. Once the nice and creamy cheese sauce is done, I dump in the noodles and mix the macaroni and the cheese together to make a nice homemade mac and cheese.
Hi, I'm Will's mom, and I grew up in New Mexico, and I've eaten this cookie since I was a little girl. My grandma taught me how to make them, and I showed Will how to make those a couple of years ago. So let's taste test it. Delicious, light and fluffy. I hope you like them as much as we do. Merry Christmas. Okay, this is the sample of our yummy mac and cheese. Perfect. We just need a little more cheese. No, I'm just kidding. It's great.
Thank you for watching Cooking with Awesome Will.